Hey, I'm Emma Sutro. I'm the on-campus recruitment and admission officer here at the University of King's College in Halifax, Nova Scotia. It was kind of a constellation of things that led to me kind of coming to King's from Arizona. I grew up in a pretty rural part of southern Arizona in the United States. And I was really looking for something a little bit different. I toured a lot of other universities pretty extensively throughout kind of the US, definitely. I wanted a smaller school. I also wanted to be in a city, so that was something that was really important to me. King's in a lot of ways felt like a small kind of liberal arts institution that I would have found kind of on the East Coast or the eastern seaboard of the United States. But it was a fraction of the cost, to be honest. And that was definitely something that was really important to me. Yeah, I was looking at sort of helping to kind of pay my way through university and through college. So just knowing that I wasn't taking on that kind of financial burden was a big part of it. Yeah. I think there's just a lot of advantages in the quality of education that can be found here, particularly at King's, I think. I think what we do here is pretty unique and it's pretty hard to replicate, or to my mind isn't really replicated in other institutions. But I think just in Atlantic Canada, or in Canada in general, the quality of education that you get is, to my mind, absolutely comparable to what you'd be getting in the US. But like I said, for a fraction of the cost. I had a number of friends in my time here at King's from places like Maine and Vermont and New Hampshire, Massachusetts, who really found there was a lot of kind of similarities and a lot of sort of consistencies, even though you were technically crossing a border, right? The quality of life that exists here is quite good. Public transportation in all the cities I've traveled in or spent considerable time in is excellent. Canada's a really diverse sort of country. A lot of immigration that's happening here, so there's really great food and music and incredible things coming out of the arts and things like that. Yeah, it just feels like, it's not just Drake. Like, there's other things in Canada, and it's pretty special. Yeah, Canada's really friendly. I think Halifax is definitely sort of in a real sense, very kind of emblematic of that sort of, like care and kindness. But there have just been like times when I've been standing on a street corner in like downtown Halifax, like, just having a conversation with a friend after getting a bite to eat or something. And multiple callers will like stop and be like, oh, would you like to cross the street? Please cross the street. And we're just like, no, we're just having a conversation. Like, no problem. So those little things, like, I have family that lives, in places like New York City or something. That would never happen in New York City. It definitely wouldn't happen in rural Arizona. So it's a pretty special thing to see. But yeah, I think it's just a really kind of, just a very kind of welcoming and down-to-earth sort of city. Halifax definitely is. And I really kind of feel that in other Canadian cities that I visited or spent some time in. So.